What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys another review. Today I'm gonna be reviewing yet another live action movie from Disney, and this one's a very popular one. And it is Beauty and the Beast. Directed by Bill Condon, starring Emma Watson, Dan Stevens, Luke Evans, Ian McKellen, and Ewan McGregor. The plot to Beauty and the Beast is really simple. You guys know what the plot is. It's about a girl named Belle, played by Emma Watson. She's very pretty and young, living in this small village, and her and her father get captured in this big, gigantic castle that's owned by this beast who's very angry, played by Dan Stevens, and he calls them prisoners. The Beast is a real man, and he's under this spell by this enchantress witch. And the longer that he continues to be angry and abusive towards Belle, he begins to die and to decapitate. So he has to learn to fall in love with Belle in order to not be the Beast anymore. And the longer that Belle is trapped in the castle, the more feelings they have towards each other, and the more they fall in love with each other. Now, I'm a huge fan of Beauty and the Beast. It's one of the best animated films ever made. It's the first one to be nominated for Best Picture, which is saying something. Now, me, myself, it's not one of my classics, but I do enjoy that movie for what it is, and because of the music in it. And I'm really happy that Disney is following in the direction of taking their classic animated films into live action. Like last year, The Jungle Book came out. I had no anticipation for that movie, and it was one of my favorite movies last year. It was fantastic visually. And with Beauty and the Beast, I was going into it hoping that it would be as good as the animated film. And I gotta say, guys, walking out of Beauty and the Beast, I really enjoyed this movie. Is this film perfect, guys? No, it is not. It's not even close to as good as the animated film, but all in all, this was such a blast from start to finish. So, let's start with the positives. I have said from the very start that Emma Watson is Belle. She is the perfect casting choice to play Belle, and I was completely right. She's very beautiful. I've had a crush on her since Harry Potter, and she still has those looks. And she does a fantastic job acting-wise as Belle. She's very strong and confident, just as Belle was in the animated film, and Emma Watson was the perfect choice. And I was kind of worried going into this movie that her British accent was going to be a little distracting because it's American in the animated film, and it didn't bother me at all. I also really liked Dan Stevens as the Beast. He was really good. I mean, the motion capture for the Beast is flawless. I had some worries going into that as well. In the Beast, you start to not like him from the start, but you know he's going to be very nice at the end, and Dan Stevens was just perfect as the Beast. Last year, what The Jungle Book did so well was building up a fantastic antagonist in Shere Khan the tiger, and Beauty and the Beast did it again with Gaston. Luke Evans was perfect as Gaston. He was so damn good. He was probably my favorite character in this movie because Gaston is that cheesy, flexy guy, like I'm the strongest guy in this town and I'm gonna marry Belle. And then by the end, he does some evil stuff. You're like, yeah, Gaston, you're an asshole. You're going down, man. Kevin Kline played Belle's father. He was really good in this film, as well as Ewan McGregor and Ian McKellen as Cogsworth and Lumiere. They were so funny in this movie. And they're such classic animated characters, and Ian McKellen and Ewan McGregor as the voices were perfect. The strongest point of Beauty and the Beast is everything technical. The visuals, the production design, and the costumes were beautiful and flawless. I can see this definitely getting nominated for those Oscars because the costumes looked exactly like the animated films. This is one of the most beautiful Disney films I've seen, and it's so great and eye-popping to look at. I also did feel like I was in the Beast's castle, and that's how good the visuals were in this movie. It's welcoming you in as their guest, and that's what visual effects should do today. And of course, we got to talk about the music, because it's fantastic. My three favorite songs were, of course, the Beauty and the Beast song, Be Our Guest, but my favorite was Gaston's son. It was so fun to watch. It's very cheesy, but I was laughing throughout the entire song. I do have to say that this movie does follow all the similar formulas to the original animated version. I would say this is about 85% borrowing elements from the original and about 15% of new elements into the story. And I really loved Dan Stevens and Emma Watson's romantic chemistry in the film. It's great. Just all the callbacks from the original were very fun to see. However, guys, I don't think this film's perfect. As I said earlier, I did have little gripes with it, so let's get right into them. Josh Gad in this film. I love Josh Gad. He's a very funny, talented actor. Sometimes I felt he was a little pushing it too hard in regards to his humor. He gives that typical Josh Gad humor, kind of similar to Jonah Hill, and it didn't quite work for me. I found him over the top at times. This movie's too long. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes. The original animated film was 1 hour and 30. I wouldn't say make it that short. Maybe make it a little under 2 hours. I think they drag on some scenes too long. Like there's one scene where they're throwing down against these people and it's just a little too extended. Other than that, guys, that's really it. In the end, this was a great live-action remake to Beauty and the Beast. Everything about this movie was a blast. The acting, the songs, the production and visuals looks top-notch. And this is a great live-action reboot to the original. It's not as good as it, but I had a blast watching it. On my rating scale, I'm going to give the live-action Beauty and the Beast a 4 out of 5 stars. Great job again, Disney. Great job. Alright guys, that was my review for Beauty and the Beast, the live action movie. Have you guys seen this yet? Are you going to go see it? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Thank you guys as always for watching this review. And if you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up. And be sure to subscribe today for more content. All my social media links are in the description down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!